It always bothers me when people say this. It always just irks me. What am I talking about? Stay tuned because what people are saying is simply ain't true. Let's deep dive. Stay tuned. I'm Cristy Code Red, and you're listening to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle, where we believe food holds the power to heal or poison, and we believe our society has been misled regarding proper nutrition and weight loss. You're in the right place if you're looking for some straight up truth, because I'm here to shed light on the lies and brainwashing that has taken place over the past 5 decades. Thanks so much for listening. Welcome back to another episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. I'm your host, Cristy Code Red, author, entrepreneur, retired professional boxer. And I know you're going to ask. So you're going to ask about my ball cap. I've got on a ball cap. Those of you guys who are watching on podcast, I've got on an RC Cola ball cap. And now, I know I'm going to get the comments. So I'm going to tell you right now, I got this hat almost 20 years ago in a small boutique in New York City. I absolutely love it. I love everything about it. I love the fact that it doesn't lay on my ears. I love the fact that it fits my head so nice. I like the fact that it's frayed. Some of that's actually that it's worn, like legit worn, and some of it came like that. But yes, my RC Cola ball cap, and I'm wearing that for this podcast. But that's not what this podcast is all about. This podcast today is about something that I hear people say nearly every day, and it's simply not true. Give me a chance to explain myself, because you're gonna go, what, when you hear this? When somebody says, listen, weight loss is just, it's all mental. Weight loss is your mentality right here. This is, losing weight, it is all mental. Absolutely 100% not true. That statement, weight loss is all mental, is not true. Let's just it's not true. That statement, weight loss is all mental, is not true. Weight loss is not all mental. It's not. A majority of it is. The majority of it is, and we're gonna dive into this a little bit, but not all of it. Let me explain myself here, because we deal with, in Code Red, 50% mental and 50% practical, applicable program, tactical. 50% is mental and 50% is just the actual program itself. If weight loss was all mental, it's not, but then it would be a whole different type, like, okay, let's back up here. What am I even talking about? In order to effectively lose weight, you need to have some sort of a program. Now, on Code Red, we eat meat, vegetables, nuts, eggs, seeds, seafoods, and fat. You, on the 10-pound takedown, you have 10 simple rules that you follow. We track our water, our weight, and our sleep each night. One of the big things that we do, and during the 10-pound takedown, we explore 30 days worth of videos. I come live to you every single day for 30 days, and I explain why we believe what we believe. 50% of those videos, 50 to 60% of those 30 videos, so roughly 15 to 20 days, that's all tactical and practical, and like how to actually do the program. Why do we eat meat and vegetables? Why do we eat high fat? Why do we weigh ourselves every day? What is the importance of water? What is the importance of sleep? That's 15 to 20 days worth of videos. And then about 10 days, that's mentality. That's, what do you deserve? That's talking about, cleaning out your closet, and, the different aspects of cleaning out your news feed, and surrounding yourself with like-minded people. That's more of the mentality of it. So if it was all mental, I would spend all 30 days just dealing with the mentality of weight loss. You can't do that on any program. That That doesn't work. Now, you will lose weight doing just about anything. I mean, you can lose weight on McDonald's every day. You really can, as long as you're in a calorie deficit. You can lose weight eating McDonald's. You can lose weight on the lemon and cayenne pepper diet. You can lose weight on Ozempic because it does paralyze your stomach and make it to where you're nauseous all day long, and that it slows, makes you just feel full all day long. But of course, there are problems with all these different programs, with Ozempic. We've talked about this before. You're not getting nourished on a cellular level. You can lose weight with weight loss surgery, but you can lose weight with Weight Watchers. You can lose weight with Beachbody. But this program that you're on, when you use other programs, that is the program. Now, I've already gone through what I think is the problem with those other programs and why I think they are second to mine, where I think that Code Red is superior. Why is Code Red superior? Because it's the proper human diet. It is meat, vegetables, nuts, eggs, seeds, seafoods, and fat. It's real food, water, and sleep. You have to understand the program in order to lose weight, or you will just gain back your weight, or you will lose the weight but feel miserable, or you will lose the weight and have possible stomach paralysis for the rest of your life, or you will lose the weight and you won't be nourished like with weight loss surgery. You got a half a stomach, you're not getting the nourishments you need. You can lose the weight with any program, really. But if it were all mental, then we just talk about the mentality of it. But the program, you need to understand your program. You need to have a solid program in order to lose weight. Some sort of program, whether it's, if you're going to choose, HCG, where they have you eat 500 calories a day and take the HCG pregnancy hormone, take that shot every day. Okay, but it still comes with a program. There still is a protocol for the eating part. Every program has the eating part. Every program has the drinking part. Every program has some rules. Every program has some sort of expectation as far as the food you're going to eat. Some programs have bullcrap food like shakes, and that's not really food, but there still is some sort of program. So if it was all mental, then none of that stuff would matter. It's not all mental. Losing weight is not all mental. You have to have an actual protocol. You have to have some sort of program. You've got to understand why we believe what we believe. Why is it that we weigh ourselves every day on Code Red? That is a protocol. That's an expectation. That is a daily discipline practice that we expect you to do on Code Red. That's not mental. That's an act. You get up, you walk to the bathroom, you go potty, you strip down naked as you're coming out of the bathroom, and you go right to the scale and get your dry weight. That is not mental. That is an act that you perform upon waking. Okay? Why do we have you drink at least a gallon of water a day? That's not all mental. Maybe getting through the last little part of it might be mental, but no, it's an act because it serves a huge purpose. The purpose is to stay hydrated, to flush out toxins, to make sure that it fills up your tummy so that you're not always hungry, because a lack of hydration could make you feel like you are hungry. Because even a 10% drop in hydration could yield even a 1% drop in hydration could yield a 10% drop in strength. There are reasons, tactical, practical, applicable reasons why we drink water every day. It's not just mental. That doesn't count. Okay. So what about sleeping every night? Well, it's the number one biggest rule in weight loss and good health. That's not just mental. When your body is lacking sleep, your body sends signal that it's hungry when really it's just tired. And it will send hunger signals, and especially sugar signals, to keep you awake, because sugar is the quickest form of energy and your body is scared and it's trying to keep you awake so you don't cross over the yellow line and hit somebody in the oncoming traffic. Your body is just trying to protect you. Your body senses a lack of sleep as stress and hangs on to body fat as a way to protect itself because it doesn't know why. It just knows you're stressed. It doesn't know why. It doesn't know you have midterm exams. It doesn't know that your son just got a DUI. It doesn't know that your husband's working late. It doesn't know that you're caught in a snowstorm. It doesn't know any of that stuff. It just senses stress. A lack of sleep is perceived as stress. So we want our rebels getting at least 7 hours of sleep a night or at least into the 80s on your sleep score. Okay, that's not mental. There's nothing, there's no, well, weight loss is all, it's all mental. It's all mental. No, it's not. I just told you why sleep is the number one biggest rule in weight loss and good health. That's not all mental. That's tactical, practical, applicable act that we have to have in line in order for you to lose weight. How about cleaning out your cupboards, making sure there's no junk food in your cupboards, getting rid of the Fruit Loops, getting rid of the almond roca from Costco, getting rid of the lasagna. Why do we get those things out of our way? Why do we get them out of our house? Because a recovering drug addict doesn't keep drugs in his cupboard. Because most of us are recovering sugar addicts, and most of us are proximity eaters. Perfect example, the chips and salsa at a Mexican restaurant. So we clean out our cupboards. We do not keep sugar in our house. We do not allow sugar to be in our house for the rest of our lives. That's not all mental. That's a tactical, applicable, applicable discipline. A certain act that we do. It's not all mental. It's something that we do in order to protect ourselves from ourselves. I sometimes I will be eating and I don't even know I'm eating. These are things we do to make sure that we are successful. It's not up in your head. Now, I mean, if you want to make life hard on yourself, go ahead and keep all that crap in your household and then see how hard weight loss is. I mean, you will have to rely on willpower. You will have to rely on strong discipline that very few people have, including myself. If you go look in my cupboards, I mean, I consider myself a pretty disciplined person. And as the leader of this revolution, I've got to be better than anybody else. I've got to be the strongest one of all of us. So then why don't I have sugar in my house? Because I'm not stupid. I'm not going to set myself up for failure. I'm not going to put myself through those tests because it would take every ounce of my willpower to stay away from it when the going got tough, especially at night when you're tired, because willpower goes down as you go throughout your day. And in the evening time, most people are caving in the evening time. And that's when it really matters. You got to make sure that you do not have that stuff in your house. So if weight loss was all mental, then we could keep all that junk food in our house and stay away from it. No, we have practical, tactical, applicable steps that we take in order to ensure our success. Water, sleep, real food. We have a program in place. We write down our daily weight. We write down our daily sleep score. We write down our daily water intake on the 10-pound takedown. And then if you get a customized program, it gets amplified. Now we are pre-planning, pre-measuring, pre-logging before the day even starts what we're going to have and make sure that all of our numbers jive, make sure we are not going over on calories. Why do we do that? Not to set ourselves up mentally. No, we're not setting ourselves up mentally. That's not why we do it. We do this because so we know what the heck we're eating. Every single person, if you eyeball something, you're going to get it wrong. If you eyeball a spoonful of almond butter, if you eyeball how much chicken you're eating, if you eyeball how much shrimp, you can't eyeball, that's about 4 ounces. That's about 11 ounces. That's about, 13 grams of butter. We don't do that. You're always going to be wrong if you eyeball. You're always going to underestimate if you eyeball. That's not a mentality thing. That's not, if you to say that weight loss is all mental, that's not true. We pre-plan, pre-measure, pre-log, not because for any other reason except so that we know we have our plan, we know our plan. What gets measured gets managed. So you can see why it upsets me so much when people say that weight loss is all mental. That is simply not true. When I was doing my 8-month long bodybuilding transformation with Eric, oh my gosh, that that was not all mental. Not at all. I had a plan. It was a very strict plan, and I worked the plan. Everything was set in place. Everything, my reps, my sets, my exact exercises, my exact food, the exact amounts, the exact meal timing, the exact amount of water, the exact kind of supplements I was supposed to take, my vitamins, my minerals, everything was exactly planned out for me. That was not mental. That was the plan. That was the tactical, applicable, practical plan that was put forth by my coach. That was the plan. I did that. Where the mentality portion came in was if I woke up and I didn't feel like it. When I woke up and didn't feel like doing my bodybuilding workout, didn't feel like doing my run with Hazel, didn't feel like eating my food. That's where the mental aspect came in. When I didn't feel like it. Or how about when I was doing my transformation through the holidays, because I started September 1st of 2022 and I competed the end of April of 2023. So that was, I mean, the holidays were smack dab in the middle of my transformation. So where the mental aspect came in was being invited to holiday parties. I remember I got invited to the and having to either stay strong or turn it down. I got invited to a Friendsgiving with my friend Marley. And when I showed up, I've told this story before. When I showed up to her house, they had probably 30 people over. And their island in their kitchen looked like an aircraft carrier. It was huge. And it was covered with food. The most fattening, delicious food you've ever seen in your life. That and I was already, I already had my meals planned and I'd already eaten and I already had everything was already pre-planned, pre-measured, pre-logged. I was on track. I was on my timing, everything, my meal timing, everything was already done. But I had to stand near that the food table and I kept backing myself farther away. Well, everybody was gathering in the kitchen and dining room. So in order to be near the people, I had to kind of gather near that table. And the longer I stood there, it was about an hour. It got harder and harder and harder. That's where the mental aspect comes in. So what did I do? I excused myself from the party. You know what? Love you, Mar. I gotta go. This is getting too hard to stand here and not wanting to grab, an egg roll off the table. Just one. My mind started playing tricks on me. Just one, Cristy. It's no big deal. No one will know. Nobody's judging you. You look so good. Your weight is good. You're on track for the Arnold Classic. Like, I mean, your mind but that's where the mind screw comes in. And I had to get myself out of there. That part is 100% mental. It is. The thing about Code Red, though, is when you have plenty of fat, because 60% of our intake is fat, we do a high fat diet. And when you have plenty of fat, you don't go into situations hungry, hangry, freaking out. Like, plenty of fat gives you energy. It helps regulate hormones. It helps you sleep better. It's going to help you be satiated in between meals, so you don't want to kill your entire family. That's what really, bringing the carbs down like we do, that's what helps you burn the fat. But keeping the fat up nice and high, that's what helps you get through your day with great energy. That's the way our ancestors ate. They prefer the fat. We prefer the fat as Code Red Rebels. We don't shy away from the egg yolks. We don't cut the gristle off the steak. We don't drain the bacon grease off. We just don't. We like the fat. We crave the fat. That's what our predators do. Predators if a predator kills a prey in the wild, the first thing they do is eat the fat. That's what our earlier man did. We are designed and we crave that fat. We have been trained starting in the 50s, 60s, 70s when President Eisenhower had a heart attack and we started to blame his heart attack on a high fat diet. We ignored the fact that he was an obese chain smoker. We started blaming fat as the problem. And that's when Americans got the sickest and the fattest in human history, when we started taking fat out of the diet because we started adding sugar and carbs back in order to make things taste good. Because when you take the fat out of things, things taste pretty bad. So by us having a high fat diet, it makes the mental aspect of weight loss much more manageable, because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when your mind will play tricks on you and want to get you to give up. So having the high fat there is going to help the mental aspects be easier. Going to Marley's Friendsgiving with meal 1 under my belt, going into it like in a good position helped, but it didn't do everything. That's where the mental aspect came in. Just recently, I was speaking at a health summit down in Miami, and there was a VIP dinner. It was way past my feeding window. I was all out of calories. I didn't need any more. And it was late at night, and my willpower was almost gone. And I sat in that dinner while everybody else ate, and the smell of delicious, like beef Wellington. Like, it was just amazing, delicious food. And I was hungry because I go to bed at 8. So at 7:30, I'm pretty hungry. I'm pretty empty because my last meal was many hours earlier. And so by that became a mental battle, and I had to remove myself from that room. It was just too much. It was just too hot. That's where the mental aspect comes in. But saying losing weight is all mental is simply not true. You have to have a solid plan in place in order to make it doable. You've got to do the things we teach in the 10-pound takedown. You've got to make sure that you understand why we avoid sugar, understand why we don't drink soda, understand why we avoid alcohol. If you understand that, then the mental aspect gets a lot easier. Understand why we believe in high fat. Understand why we detox from the sugar. Understand what's happening during detox. We teach you all of that. But most of, 60% of going through the Code Red lifestyle involves a tactical, practical, applicable act, a discipline, a practice, an actual motion, something you actually have to do. You don't just rely on the mental aspect of it. Now, for the mental aspect of it, we heavily suggest you get into a community. You've got to be in a community. Either stay involved in the 10-pound takedown that we have either in the Code Red network or on Facebook every other month. Stay involved in Code Red Ringside is $15 a month. You have access to 3 live videos from me a week. You have access to a whole community of people who are also paying a membership to be there. You want to stay connected, get involved with VIP. Now you're hearing from your coach 2 to 3 times a day, and you're turning in your weight. You want to set yourself up for success, because there is that 40% of the program that is mental. I would say it's a 60-40. 60% is an act, something you do, the way that you set up the program, and 40% is mental. It's not all mental. It's a 60-40, in my opinion. At least Code Red is. Now, I think there are other programs. If you were on HCG, which is the pregnancy hormone, where they give you the pregnancy hormone shots and you're on 500 calories a day, oh my gosh. Now you're on like 75-80% mental, because you have such a weak program, such a horrible program. Or Ozempic. Now you're taking Ozempic, you're taking semaglutide shots, and you're nauseous all day long. You feel sick. You feel weak because your body's not getting what it needs. So it's actually starving on a cellular level. You're now becoming malnourished. And it is all now it's becoming so everything's mental. It's mental to not want to, I mean, it becomes 100% mental. Or if you're one of those people that do really prolonged fasting and you're fasting for 7 days, you're fasting for 21 days, you're having nothing but water for that whole time. Now you're talking mental because I mean, you're having to rely 100% on your mental ability to make it. So other programs probably have a much bigger mental load on you and demand on you than Code Red. But Code Red, because we set you up with such a solid, strong, unwavering program, it's not that mentally taxing because we are feeding that brain that good fat. The brain is 60% fat. So, every single hormone in the body is made from fat, from cholesterol. And so we're giving the body what it needs to function. We're giving the demands, the food demands, the water demands, the sleep demands. Those are all setting the body up for so much success that your mental demand is so low. That's what I love so much about Code Red. You don't have to tap into such a huge amount of willpower. You just don't. I really love that about our program. Every program is going to have rules. Every program is going to have an aspect of hard. Every program is going to have it's going to drain you mentally at some point, and it's going to be difficult, but they have varying degrees. I think, and I'll stand behind this, and I'll always believe this, that Code Red is the most manageable program that is out there with the 10% of your body weight lost per month. You could go with a different program that is easier, but you're losing more like, you know, 1 to 2 pounds a month, something really, really, really slow, and you're going to be losing weight for 26 months. You know what I mean? It's going to take you forever. Or you could go with, weight loss surgery, where you're going to lose 10% of your body weight a month with weight loss surgery, just like Code Red. But you got a stomach the size of a NyQuil cup. You got to take these vitamins the rest of your life. They have a whole long list of rules with weight loss surgery. So there are other programs that every program comes with rules. Every program comes with a level of hard, and every program comes with a level of mental draining. I think that Code Red is the easiest one of them all. That doesn't mean, I shouldn't say easy, I should say simple. There's a difference between easy and simple. I need to probably do another podcast on that. The difference between there's easy and there's simple. I think that Code Red is the simplest program that sets you up with the least amount of mental drain out there, especially when you're only eating 2 meals a day. I mean, there are those programs out there that make you eat 5 times a day, 3 meals and 2 snacks. You're eating every 2 hours. Of course, we know that doesn't work because we were taught that back in school. And now we're the sickest and the fattest in human history 70 years later. So we know that doesn't work. But having to only eat 2 meals a day, that's so freeing. It just frees you up, doesn't it? And getting to have that delicious, eggs and bacon and cream cheese and cottage cheese and steak and asparagus and butter on your veggies. I mean, that is so good. And that just sets you up for success. And that's the least amount of mental drain on you, I think. So, for someone to say that weight loss is all mental is completely and utterly wrong. It's not all mental. You have to have a solid program. Some programs offer a lot more mental drain than others. And I encourage you to try Code Red if you haven't already. If you're listening to this just because you like me, which is awesome, and you like to listen to my podcast, but you haven't really tried Code Red, or you're thinking about it, I've described it pretty accurately to you. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm saying it's simple. And I'm saying it's the most painless of all of them. It really is. And I don't think anything feels as good as being at ideal body weight. Nothing, like the old saying is, nothing tastes as good as being thin. And it's true. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. I will see you on the next one. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. If you are looking for some hardcore accountability to get and keep this weight off, look no further, because I've got VIP Connection. This is the ultimate connection to me, just short of me sleeping on your couch. You're going to get 3 daily messages from me in real time directly to you. You're going to submit your weight every Friday. We're going to go over it in a weekly meeting on Sunday nights, and I'm going to give you feedback. You'll have access to a monthly VIP breakfast with me in Boise, a monthly VIP supplement box, access to any workshop, any PDF promo that I hold for that month. You'll have access to the Ringside membership. And best of all, you'll have a fully customized nutrition program written just for you. We're talking about over $3,000 total value for $397 a month, and you can cancel anytime. Go to coderedlifestyle.com/VIP to check that out.